Lana Turner was born Julia Jean Turner on February 8, 1921, in Wallace, Idaho, a small mining town far removed from the glittering lights of Hollywood. Her childhood was marked by modest means and personal hardship, experiences that shaped her resilience from an early age. After her father's tragic death, Lana and her mother relocated to California in search of opportunity. No one could have predicted that the quiet girl from Idaho would grow into one of the most photographed and talked about women of her generation. Hollywood in the 1930s was a world built on dreams, and Lana's story would soon become one of its most famous transformations. She carried within her both vulnerability and determination, qualities that later infused her screen performances with emotional depth. Though remembered for glamour, her beginnings were humble, grounding her in a reality that fame would never fully erase. The soda fountain discovery, one of Hollywood's most enduring legends, centers on Lana's discovery. At just 16, she was reportedly spotted by a talent scout while sitting at a soda fountain in Los Angeles. Whether embellished or not, the story captured the public imagination and cemented her image as the girl plucked from obscurity into stardom overnight. Her film debut came in 1937 with They Won't Forget, where her brief appearance drew immediate attention. Audiences were captivated by her striking looks and natural screen presence. The press quickly labeled her the Sweater Girl, a nickname that followed her through her early career. While such branding reflected the studio system's marketing strategies, Lana herself worked diligently to prove she was more than a pretty face. Behind the headlines was a young actress determined to build a lasting career, not merely a moment of sensation. Rising through the MGM studio system, under contract with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, Lana Turner evolved from starlet to serious actress. The 1940s and 1950s were transformative decades for her as she navigated musicals, romantic dramas, and film noir with increasing confidence. MGM carefully crafted her image, presenting her as the embodiment of glamour, yet Lana steadily pushed for roles that showcased emotional range. She studied her craft, refined her voice, and embraced challenging material. In an era when studios tightly controlled their stars, Lana managed to maintain a sense of individuality. She learned how to balance the expectations of executives with her own ambitions. By the mid-1940s, she was no longer simply a publicity phenomenon. She was a bankable leading lady with undeniable talent. Her ascent reflected not only beauty, but perseverance within a demanding system, defining performances on screen. Several films solidified Lana Turner's legacy. In The Postman Always Rings Twice, she delivered a magnetic performance that remains iconic in film noir history. Her role combined sensuality with vulnerability, proving her dramatic strength. Later, in Peyton Place, she portrayed a conflicted mother with emotional intensity that earned her an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. That recognition marked a defining moment, affirming what audiences already sensed. Lana Turner was more than a glamorous image. She could carry complex narratives and bring humanity to flawed characters. Her performances in films like Imitation of Life further demonstrated her ability to balance melodrama with authenticity. Through these roles, she carved out a space in cinematic history that extended far beyond surface allure. Life beyond the spotlight. While her career flourished, Lana's personal life often unfolded under relentless public scrutiny. She married multiple times, and her romantic history became a frequent topic of media fascination. Yet behind the headlines was a woman seeking companionship and stability. Lana herself once joked about the contrast between her hopes and reality, revealing a self-aware sense of humor about her romantic misadventures. Despite public perception, those close to her described her as deeply devoted to her daughter, Cheryl. Motherhood grounded her in ways Hollywood never could. Even as tabloids speculated about her relationships, Lana focused on balancing career demands with family life. The glamour associated with her name often overshadowed her quieter, more introspective side. In truth, she was a woman navigating love, fame, and responsibility simultaneously, doing her best in circumstances few could fully understand, navigating public challenges with strength. The late 1950s brought a deeply tragic event that thrust Lana and her family into national headlines. The incident was painful and complex, and while it shook her world, Lana faced it with determination to protect her daughter and preserve their bond. The legal process concluded with recognition that the situation involved self-defense, allowing her family to begin healing. Eminusemeninit. For Lana, this period tested her resilience in ways no film role ever could. She continued working, appearing before cameras with composure, even as she processed private sorrow. Rather than allowing tragedy to define her, she moved forward, demonstrating remarkable strength. It was a reminder that beneath the polished exterior was a mother first, fiercely protective and enduring. The experience deepened her perspective and reshaped how she viewed fame and privacy. Reinvention in television and later years. As Hollywood evolved, so did Lana Turner. By the 1980s, she embraced television, notably appearing on the popular series Falcon Crest. Her presence introduced her to a new generation of viewers who may not have known her earlier film work. Though the industry had changed dramatically since her MGM days, Lana adapted with grace. She understood that longevity required flexibility. Her performances retained the poise and emotional depth that had defined her earlier career. Even as trends shifted, audiences continued to respond to her authenticity. She carried herself with dignity, embracing the evolution of her craft rather than resisting it. In doing so, she proved that true star power transcends eras. Reflections in print and memory. In 1982, Lana shared her story in her autobiography, offering readers a candid look at her life. Writing allowed her to reclaim her narrative, presenting her experiences in her own words, rather than through tabloid interpretation. She spoke honestly about the costs of fame, acknowledging loneliness and the pressures of public life. Yet she also expressed pride in her accomplishments. The memoir revealed a thoughtful, reflective woman who understood both the privileges and burdens of stardom. Fans discovered not only the legend, but the person behind it. Her willingness to be open strengthened her connection with admirers who had followed her journey for decades. It was a testament to her desire for authenticity in a world often built on illusion. Health, resilience, and final public moments. In the early 1990s, Lana faced serious health challenges. Determined and hopeful, she underwent treatment with courage and optimism. Even during difficult periods, she remained publicly composed. In 1994, she made a memorable appearance at the San Sebastian International Film Festival, where she received a Lifetime Achievement Honor. Though physically frail, she appeared elegant and dignified, a living symbol of Hollywood's golden age. That moment captured her enduring grace. She accepted recognition not with bitterness about passing time, but with gratitude for a life richly lived. Her strength during illness reflected the same resilience she had shown throughout personal and professional trials. A lasting legacy of glamour and humanity. Lana Turner passed away on June 29, 1995, leaving behind a legacy that continues to fascinate film lovers. She remains a symbol of classic Hollywood glamour, yet her true story is far more layered than any publicity portrait. Hers was a life of ambition, reinvention, heartbreak, and perseverance. She navigated fame's dazzling highs and sobering lows with a blend of vulnerability and determination. More than anything, she demonstrated that icons are still human beings, shaped by hope and hardship alike. Today, when audiences revisit her films, they see not just beauty, but depth and spirit. Lana Turner's story endures because it reflects both the magic of cinema and the resilience of the woman at its center.